sides down that way again, that is Jakima and Latigo. As you continue that way about half a mile, we drove over this big pink stretch of retardant. On the other side of that retardant, there was a big dozer line. Once we crossed that line, none of the homes on that side had burned. We spoke with a couple whose home is over there. We checked on it. The property is okay. They were evacuated at the Calaveras County Fairground. This is kind of how they described what it was like packing up some of their stuff before they evacuated last night.
Only packed enough food for the horses for like a day because I'm like, oh, we'll be back tomorrow. I don't think that's going to happen. So I grabbed all the dog and cat food because we have the 3 dogs and 2 cats, and it's a thing. Just what do you take when when it's time to get out? Grab my dirty clothes because those are obviously the clothes I like.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to think about, especially when you're leaving and you don't know whether or not you are going to return to your home again. And we know some families in this area are experiencing that fate right now. There's nothing for them to come home to. We've actually watched a man come down Jakima and go down to his property to find that his home was gone a little bit earlier this afternoon. So a really tough sight for the families over here. Of course, we've been making our way up and down. We've seen fire crews, we've seen airdrops, we've seen dozers. They're throwing every resource at this fire to try and get it under control, to get it contained. Of course, as we keep making our way down, we'll be sure to come back with live updates. For now, I'll send it back to you guys.
Yeah, hard to see.
Well, first I want to point out, you can probably see right now in the sky the air quality. It's coming back towards the camera. My photographer here having a tough time seeing with just all of the ash that's coming down. So there is a lot of particles in the air right now. In Angels Camp, we could see the fire. That's when we were at the Calaveras County Fairgrounds. We could see the smoke, but we could not smell the smoke from that point as we drove through San Andreas. That's when it looked a little bit worse. But that was earlier. That was around noon today, so we haven't made it out there today. But again, we were on Riata Way earlier. It was pretty bad over there as well. That's where we were looking at the fire coming down the hill. Of course, inside of here, the air quality is not good. There's particles coming down. But yeah, all around, just in this area, air quality, not the best.
And you mentioned you're there on Jakima. You painted a good picture of exactly where you are. A lot of people are tuned in wondering what the situation is like there. We don't see fire crews behind you. It's too late for structure protection there. But could you describe what you're seeing with these fire crews? Are they surrounding homes? What are you seeing in that particular area?
Yeah, so in this area here where it's black, where it's charred, we've just seen fire crews driving down the street. As I mentioned earlier, as we drove this direction down Jakima, where that past the intersection of Jakima and Latigo, where we went over that fire retardant line, where we went over that dozer line, that is where we didn't see homes that had burned, and that is where we saw some of that structural protection. We saw a lot of those fire crews parked in driveways, parked up against homes, making sure that, if the fire does come through there, that they will be there. They'll have the retardant, of course. They'll have those water lines ready, and they've got the air resources as well. We've seen so many water drops and retardant drops coming through here. Also, when we were on Riata Way earlier, that's where we could see the top of the hill. And that's where we could see fire crews stationed at the bottom of the hill with those big fire lines cut with dozers, waiting for that fire to come down. So unfortunately, in instances like this, on Jakima, the fire has come through here. It is burned. There is nothing they can do for this house right now. And so the best use of their resources is putting it on the fire lines and doing their best to get it out and get it contained.
Peyton, thank you very much.